Hello, I'm Jeffrey Mishlove. There's an irony, even to me, saying something as simple as, I am Jeffrey Mishlove. I remember, 50 years ago when I was a very young man, I was keeping a diary on audio tape. I had a big tape recorder and I would make audio diaries. I may still have them around somewhere. And I remember very distinctly in one of these, I made a point of saying, I am not Jeffrey Mishlove. No, I'm a spiritual being. Jeffrey Mishlove is just a label somebody slapped on me. And it's true. We are not our name. Our name is only a label. I should have introduced myself by saying, hello, my label is Jeffrey Mishlove. That's my handle. But who I am is something very different. Who you are far, far more than your name. And I see I got into the habit. How many now? Over 100 of these interviews. And in fact, there are like over 700 uploaded now on the channel. And in how many of them do I say, I am Jeffrey Mishlove? Well, I got news for you. I'm not. It was a name given to me by my parents at the time of my birth, and it's been convenient. It's a good thing, I suppose, to have a name, but it's not really who I am. Funny thing about that. Well, I thought I'd talk a little bit today about the idea of cultivating yourself, and working on yourself, or another phrase I often use is inner work. If you were to go to the original Thinking Aloud website, thinkingaloud.com, where videotapes are being sold from the original series that ran from 1986 to 2002, that website's run by my partner, Arthur Block. You would see that we have a whole series of videotapes called Inner Work, where I would do a half-hour interview with a guest, which was broadcast at the time we were out on the satellite over public TV stations all across North America. And then we would do an extra hour. Now, sometimes it would just be an additional interview, but often the extra hour focused on ways in which people can work on themselves, become better human beings, become the best versions of themselves, so to speak. And, well, there's a paradox when it comes to inner work, and it kind of goes like this. You're perfectly fine just the way you are. You don't need to change a thing. That's an important realization for people, because many of us have issues of low self-esteem, at least partial low self-esteem in different areas of our life, where we really feel we're not good enough. And what we need to do is to let go of that feeling, because it's just not true. Remember, wherever you are at this point in time is fine for you, unless you're in absolute agony or something and need to drastically change your situation. Chances are that you'll be just fine as you are for the rest of your life. And yet, on the other hand, of course, you want to be better. You want to work. You want to improve. You want to have a sense of progress through your life. It's not necessary. It's not essential. You can stay the way you are. And the great irony is, if you just accept yourself, if you just stay the way you are, you'll find that you're going to change anyway. In fact, by adopting an attitude of, I'm fine, I'm okay, the way I am right now will suit me very well for the rest of my life, that's an attitude that actually opens you up to the possibility of change in many different directions, but it's not quite the same as saying, I've got a particular issue I want to work on, I want to get better on. And of course, we can do that. And now what I'd like to bring up as an example from my own life, in fact, I'm going to bring up two examples. Let's start with the first one, karaoke. Now, it's been a few days since I shared with you that tape of me singing karaoke. I recorded it on my iPhone. And I released it knowing that it wasn't as good as I could be. You see, in years past, I was really into karaoke. I went several times a week, and I even performed. I went to a Jewish center where they had elderly people who would gather for lunch once a month, and I would perform for them as a way of free entertainment for them. And I had a partner at the time who had been a professional singer, so it kind of upped the level of the performance considerably. But I worked at those. I practiced. And I know that back then, 7, 8 years ago, maybe 9 or 10 years ago, I was much better than I am now, which is why I noted in the introduction to that video, I know I'm rusty. I know that I didn't hit all of the notes. I didn't get all of the words. My rhythm wasn't as good as it could be, and my articulation could have been much better. So it's an example of a skill that I had, that I practiced and worked at, that I've lost some of, and I think I can get it back. And I think what I'd like to do is to do exactly that, but I know I need to work at it. It's not going to happen automatically. And it's not hard work because I like to sing, and so it'll be fine. I'm going to, in the future, I'm going to make some additional videos of myself singing karaoke. I'm going to post them. And the feedback is quite interesting because a few of you pointed out quite correctly, like, don't quit your day job to become a singer. And other people said, well, I listened to about as much of it as I could stand. And I totally get that because that video I released was fun for me. And some of you said, wow, I really like it. Let's have more of that. I love karaoke. Well, when you go to listen to karaoke at a club or a bar or any place where they have karaoke, you're going to hear lots of people singing off key. That's part of the fun of it, I guess. It's much better when people do sing on key. And many people said, please, let's have more of that. It shows you how human you are. Well, I'd like to show you how human I am, but I'd also like to get better. And my thinking is this. I'm going to do this. And I'm going to post those videos occasionally, not a lot, showing that I actually am making progress in my singing ability. And I hope that you take it as an inspiration to find something in your life that you feel comfortable, that you can work on, that you want to work on, that you're not going to put yourself through some sort of agony to do it. And you have that opportunity to get better at something along with me. Now, there's no guarantee I'll get better. I may be too old. I may be too rusty. I may be not sufficiently motivated or simply lack sufficient talent to get any better than I was. That's a risk. I'll take that risk. We'll see what happens. And it's an opportunity for you to pick some area that you really want to work on and take a little risk to see if you can get better at some one thing. Now, there's something else I need to work on too, and I'm going to be very frank with you about this because when I viewed that video of me standing up and singing like that, I noticed, hey, wait, look at him. He's got a pot belly. I mostly don't show it. You'll notice when I make these videos, it's from the Yeah, the nipples on up, so to speak. Because I'd rather not reveal just how chubby I've become. But it's something I have to work on. I really know I do. I'm carrying a good 10 pounds more weight at this moment than I had a few months ago. I've jumped up about 10 pounds, and it happened at a time when we had a lot of house guests and we were having quite a few large meals, and I really got into the desserts, and it took me about 30 days or so, and I put on 10 pounds, and I've been struggling to take it off. And the truth is, I should take off about 30. But I'm saying that now. I'm being public about it now because I want you to know it's something I'm working on. And I want to be here in front of this camera just like this. And I don't know when it'll be. I'm not putting any pressure on myself. I'm okay with myself at my present weight. But you know what? I'm going to take that weight off and I'm going to announce it. At some point, I'm going to say on one of these InPresence monologues, yes, I've lost that 10 pounds, and now I'm going for the next 10. And my intention in doing that and being so public about it is to be a bit of an inspiration for you, a bit of a role model in that sense, and to create a space, an opportunity for those of you who wish to take me up on it. Pick something else like that for yourself, something you'd like to work on. 2 things. And we'll both get better at the same time. How about that? Are you willing to do that? That's my challenge to you. And I'll leave you with that thought. What would you like to pick to work on? Thank you for being with me.